Hi everybody! We're in a little bit of a different angle and I decided to make a little bit of a video even though I just released a TBR last week. I decided to do a little bit of a different video today because I was looking through old bullet journals and old journals and I came across a page in my Bujo of last year. And if you would ever like to know how bad I procrastinate on reading and get distracted with new and shiny, exciting things, I made a list last year of books I want to read, movies I want to watch, and yeah, we didn't. Just FYI, we just didn't. I did make this huge, humongous book list to go with 1 month. So I decided, you know what? Since a lot of these books are still on my TBR, why not go through them? Maybe, sadly, add a little bit, but give myself a little bit more time. Since September is technically the start of fall, how about we just see this as some fall hopefuls? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through this list that I have. I'm going to say whether I finished them, whether they're still on my TBR. And then obviously I'm also going to add some things because new books keep coming out. And I do kind of want to get or give those books a chance. Now, what my idea is for this list is that I kind of want to keep these in mind for when I do like readathons, reading challenges, all that sort of stuff, just so I can take these off because obviously these were on my list last year and I wanted to read them. And I'm pretty sure I'm still going to want to read them today. So we're just going to see, what's on there. My cat is doing precarious things. Okay, so we're just going to go through them and we're going to see what needs to be updated. Okay, so first on the list is Wayward by Amelia Hart. Have I read this? No. Is it still on my TBR? Yes, because I think I put this on my Aurelium readathon for, I think it was on my spring equinox, like maybe I was deciding between Wayward and Emily Wilde. I think, and I decided to go with Emily Wilde and didn't even finish that one. So maybe this is a sign to give Wayward another chance. The next one is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Now, I know a lot of people love this book. And I started this book once, and it just didn't really grip me. So I'm kind of curious to see if I try it again, what it would be like. I tried to read it physically. Maybe if you guys think that the audio would be more my speed, please tell me. Because everyone is so positive about this book. I really want to see if it's just a me thing. Next one was A Discovery of Witches, which I actually did end up reading. But as I told you guys, I kind of want to get restarted on that again, simply based on the fact that I love the TV show and I want to get caught up again because she's writing more books it's by Deborah Harkness, by the way. I mentioned this in the previous video of my TBRs. It's on my TBR for this month. It would be marvelous if I could already take it off now and then just do the second one for the fall times. We'll just see. The next one is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is still on my TBR. Sounds very nice. Also, just an FYI, these will be a mix between fall and Halloween books. Obviously, the scarier ones are probably going to be read more in October, but this is like a little mix of everything. The next one was Tress of the Emerald Sea, which I did read, so that can get ticked off. Bookshops and Bone Dust by Baldry I did finish. Love those cozy fantasies. But I think I'm gonna switch this one out with the Spell Shop, because one of the things that I read on there on Storygraph was that fans of Travis Baldree would most likely also enjoy the Spell Shop. So I'm just gonna switch those two out. Also my TBR for this month. We'll see how we go. Next one was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Started it, didn't finish it. I soft DNF'd it because I felt like I had to finish it, and that never bodes well, especially in review times. So I soft DNF'd it. I'm still willing to give it a chance because what I read I really enjoyed. I just really didn't realize that it was also more of a cozy fantasy. Next one is The Night Circus. I have a very difficult The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have this book on my shelf, and I tried starting it again, didn't get very far. I think this is one of those books where you either love the vibe or don't vibe with the vibe, and then you don't like the book. So it's a beautiful book though, so maybe. Okay, the next one is leaning a little bit more into Halloween territory, which is Mexican Gothic. Now, this one, still on my TBR, still have many good things that I heard about it, so we're gonna keep that on there. The next one is a classic. I always try to dabble in classics. I've sort of slacked off this last year, I'm not gonna lie. But I think the first classic that I read was Frankenstein, and I really loved that one. So English is not my native language, as you guys all know, but there is a reason why classics are classics. So I also really do want to give them a chance. And the one that's on here now is Wuthering Heights. And that just gives all the, I want to read the book and then watch the movie that everybody loves. I think, is it Wuthering Heights with the hand clenching? I know, I've never seen it. No, that's Pride and Prejudice. I have not seen Pride and Prejudice. It is on my list. It's not on this one's list, but it is on my list to watch. I know you can judge me, it's fine. Okay, the next one on the list is Bunny. This is basically just a book that I heard other people talk about. It sounded fun. I don't know what I'm gonna feel about it, but we'll see there. If We Were Villains, still on the list, still want to read that. The next one on the list is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I do love a Leigh Bardugo book, so this one still very much on the list. My Darling Dreadful Thing I read last year. I think, if I remember correctly, I listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook was creepy as hell. So if you want to read that book, consider listening to it on audio. Same with the Southern Book Club Guide to Guides to Slaying Vampires. That audiobook also pretty great. The Southern drawl on that audiobook was amazing. Definitely highly recommend. Rouge, another Awad book. Still something that is high on my list. Then the next one is very much a Halloween book, if just going on the title. It's also, if I'm not mistaken, on my Goodreads list. So this would be something that I could scratch off on 2 of the list, which is The Eyes Are the Best Part. Just the cover of this book is... And the next one is We Used to Live Here. If you've been on any of the sprints around the time that I was reading this was a vibe. I was reading this, and during the time that I was reading this, my bathroom light decided to start flickering. Yeah. I have never been more scared while reading a book, even while I was on sprints with people, and there were sounds, just normal apartment sounds and outside sounds. just don't finish it in the dark is my thing on that one. Then The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, still on the list. An Academy for Liars by Henderson, still on the list. Bride by Ali Hazelwood was, I think, on my TBR for last week. Might be making that up, but it's obviously still a topic and still on the list. Heartless Hunter. This is one of those where I'm like starting to doubt it because I don't really know if it's my cup of tea anymore. So I really need your help on this one. Children of Blood and Bone, which is now being made into a movie, if I'm correct. So I would love to read this book by the time the movie comes out, so that might be bumped up. The Atlas 6 I did read, so I think there's a sequel to the Atlas 6, the Atlas Paradox. I did enjoy the Atlas 6. I listened to it on audiobook. It's not the greatest in my opinion, but I did enjoy the world building of it. So I think I might like dab into it again, just like as an audiobook again, to just have something to listen to while I like go to work. The next one on the list was The Raven Boys. The Raven Boys has been on my TBR for years. And for some reason, I just can't seem to get to it. It's also a series, but this is also one of those things where I don't know if now at the age that I am I too late? Is this not gonna vibe anymore? Because we all have those series in our like teens going into our 20s series that we are obsessed with. But I don't know if that's still gonna be the case now. So because it's been years, I don't know if I've missed my time slot with it. The next one is Truly Devious, still on the TBR, and Gideon the Ninth, but I did read Gideon the Ninth, so the next book on that list is... So the next book in that series is Harrow the Ninth, so that could be switched out as well, which I will probably do, because again, that ending, what the hell? If this is going to be like a thing in that series where the ending is going to keep repeating itself, I kind of hope it doesn't, because it takes away the surprise of the first one. But also at the same time, kind of intrigued to see where it goes. Okay, so that was what was on the list, and also a little bit of the switching and the switching out that I'm going to do. Also, obviously, like I mentioned, there are new books that have been published since then. So there are a few that I kind of want to add. And also a book that I realized I read during a fall time and as a part of a series, and I just haven't continued. So what those are is I remember reading The Ex-Hex during, I think it was last fall. And it was just a funny, goofy, fun time. And I know that there is a sequel to this, which is The Kiss Curse. And I figured, you know what? Why not put that on the TBR as well? I listened to it on audiobook, really enjoyed it. Again, have a lot of commuting to do in my job. So I figured, why not just put that on the list and see if we get to it? Again, it kind of has this really great mix of being like Halloween-y because it's all about witches and witches' families and all of that. But then also at the same time, it has like the really fall vibes and it's just really cozy. So it really has everything, in my opinion. So this one is staying on the list. Now, obviously, what is really, or has been really hyped since last year is the coming up of the Dream Harbor series, which is basically the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which are the two that really fit into the fall theme. Yeah. Those ones will be added to the list because I've read or I've heard that they seem like really cute books and then you get assaulted with the smut. I don't mind, to be honest. So that is going to be also added to the fall TBR. Okay, so those are basically going to be the books that I'm going to add it's not that much, it's only 3, but obviously we have the switching out of the books. Also, I did also add that I was gonna switch a Travis Baldree book for the Spell Shop. So we have a few that have been added, but the list is already pretty dang long. I think if we count all of these books up together, that it means that I'm gonna read like 6-7 books a month in the season that is fall. So I think we're good. I really did love looking back through this. It was really painful to realize that I hadn't actually gotten to any, or like barely any, of these books in the past year. But then again, it gives me a second chance to do this, to share them with you, to ask what your opinions are. So please do let me know in the comments. I'm also really just, I am very desperately wanting it to be fall. I'm ready to have this summer end. It's starting, we just got out of a heat wave, and now it's starting to get a little bit more in my heat range, let's say, where I'm comfortable outside and I'm not actually boiling or melting. So I just want to get to it. I'm really, really looking forward to all of the cozy vibes. And in my opinion, I think during the fall season, you might be getting a lot of cozy reading vlogs, because that's what I think I'm going to be getting up to. So that's going to be it for me today. A little bit different, but a little bit of the same as of last week. I stumbled upon this and I thought, you know what, why not just share this with you, keep myself accountable, and also give myself a little bit of a TBR, and let's just see where we get to. If you guys have any other recommendations that you think that the fall season would be perfect for, especially Halloween books. I am not the kind of person who reads a lot of horror or mystery or any of the sort, or thriller books. If you have any of those Halloween recommendations that you think need to be added to the list, please tell me, because as you've seen, or as you've heard in this video, I did get to some of the scary books and I actually really did enjoy, I think, all of them. So if you have any other ones that you think should get my time of day, add them in the comments, and then for all that is left for me is to actually tell you bye. And also, just a little heads up, next week is gonna be a really fun video and something that has already been a product of the bi-weekly bookmark sprints that I'm doing every 2 weeks on Sunday. You guys gave me an idea and I decided to run with it. And next week you're gonna hear all about that. And I'm really excited about it. I hope I get to see you either in the bi-weekly bookmark this Sunday or in 2 weeks, or on the next video next week. See you guys soon. Bye.